to Moses in verse 2, listen, what's in your hand? What is in your hand? And Moses says, listen, it's a rod. But the thing is that this was Moses' shepherd rod. Everybody knew Moses as a shepherd. This was his stick, right? It's not really that deep. It's a stick. He went to a tree, picked the stick, hewed up the stick, and now it became his rod that he was walking up the mountains, leading the sheep with. And a lot of times it just looks like it's a stick. But is it really just a stick? And that's the first instruction I got. Build with the basics. Build with the basics. And so what was very basic to Moses, he would have never known that that could be used in so many different ways. And so number one, build with the basics. What is your rod? What do you already have in your hand? What is the lowest hanging fruit? What do you not have to relearn? What are you an expert in already? What is your experience in? What is your joy in? What is your compassion in? What do you know to do? Do you know fitness? Are you a mom? Do you know how to file cabinets and make them all pretty and cute? Do you know how to paint? Do you know how to communicate? What do you already have that's so basic to you? Kind of look at it like this. People always say, you're so good at this. I wish I had that like you. Things that you're comfortable with, that's your basic. So number one, you want to build with the basic. Build with what you already know. So that's the first thing I did. I took a personal inventory of all my assets, all my talents, all my education, all my connections, all my abilities, and I decided to look at what seemed to be basic and build from there. That's the first thing. The second thing that we learn from Exodus 4 is to brand with diversity. Brand with diversity. What does that mean? Moses was able to use that stick in more than one environment, in more than one situation. He was able to use it when he went in front of Pharaoh. He was able to use it when he was fighting the Amalekites. He was able to use it when he was parting the Red Sea. He was able to use it when he struck the rock and water came out. You see, it was very basic. But when it was rebranded in a different environment, rebranded with a different goal and with a different aim, the same basic thing that you're overlooking was able to have different types of impact. And so that's the second thing I learned, was what was basic to me, I could repackage it, redefine it, and serve it to different audiences or different environments. I would get different results, but that same basic thing that I was building from could actually have a multiple amount of effects. And so now I have multiple streams of income from that one basic gift. So you have to start thinking, how can you diversify? How can you brand differently? How can you show up in different spaces? Number 3, are you ready? Number 3, you have to believe in what you heard. When God had said to him, he had pressed it on his heart, listen, you're going to be a deliverer. You're going to have to go through these great things. You kind of translate it now into who are you going to go? You have a people assigned to you, an audience assigned to you, an avatar assigned to you, a certain group of people that are assigned to your basic. You've just got to go to them. So you have to believe in what you are feeling. You have to believe in the calling. You have to believe in the purpose that's pulling you forward. You have to believe in that. And then you show up into those spaces. And so Moses showed up before Pharaoh, even though he was afraid, even though it didn't make logic, even though that it seemed to be a very intimidating situation. What did he do? He trusted that he was able to do what he had felt, what he had heard. And it's the same thing for you. So you're going to build with the basic. You're going to brand yourself with some diversity involved. And then you're going to believe. Believe that, listen, your basic is enough to build the next step in your life, the next stage in your life. And it can bring you into the company of great men. Because what? Pharaoh was a king. Pharaoh was a pharaoh. So your basic thing will take you to levels that you didn't even think that you could go to. It will create opportunities for you, but you cannot look down on your basic. So what you're going to do is you have to absolutely believe. And believe does not mean that you don't have fear. Believe does not mean you don't have anxiety. Believe does not mean that you're not stressed or pressed at times. No, that is not a sign of not believing. Believing has action behind it. And even if your mind is going crazy because your brain is trying to find the logic in all of this, the minute that you're taking up your feet and you're absolutely moving forward, you're doing acts of faith and believing. And they will yield a positive, fruitful result. The last thing before I go. You have to be bold. Be bold in your yes or be bold in your no. But do not be lukewarm. Be bold in your yes or bold in your no. But if you're going to change your life, if you're going to rebuild, if you're going to recover all, if you're going to stand up and live the abundant life that God has for you, if you are going to leap forward and just get tired of the same old, tired of struggling, tired of wondering what your purpose is, tired of just waiting, tired of being lethargic, if you're just going to be bold, be bold. Either say no to your promise, say no to your purpose, say no to your prosperity, or say yes. But whichever way you go, be bold about it. Are you going to be nervous? Yes, but still be bold. You know what? The Bible says that Noah built built the ark with fear in Hebrews 11. So you have to still just choose to be bold. But just stand up for yourself and in yourself and say, you know what? I'm going to build with the basics. I'm going to brand with diversity. I'm going to believe in what I know and what I heard. And I'm going to be bold about it. Thank you so much for coming on here. And listen, you can click the links below. There's some resources that I have created just for you to help you map this out a little bit more. Find me on Instagram at I am Sarah CO, SARACO. And you can visit me at faithbasedmanifestation.com. And mainly I hang out on Instagram. So find me over there, and I can't wait to talk to you again soon. But listen, your stick is going to do wonders. Don't count yourself out and don't look down on your basics, because your money, your prosperity, your next step, your purpose, all of these things are tied up in your stick. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.